Good afternoon. Tonight I am making chicken Alfredo. Now, before y'all even say it, I'm cheating because I'm using canned Alfredo sauce. But to make it more home taste, more homey, I'm going to add some 6-cheese Italian, some Parmesan and Romano. I'm going to boil my water with some garlic in it, as well as when I fry my chicken, I'm going to put some garlic, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, some garlic, and some of more my mixed up salts, as I use in everything. I'm also going to be using a seasoning blend. Now, the seasoning blend has celery, onions, peppers, and parsley, I think. But I'm going to put that in there as well when I fry this. I'm going to be using shells instead of the regular, the noodles. But you can use any noodle, honestly, when you make a Alfredo. So anyway, I'm gonna get everything started. You're gonna need a pan to fry the chicken in, to brown it, and you're gonna need a pot to boil your noodles in, and then to heat up your Alfredo sauce. So let me get something started, and I will show you where to go next. Okay, so I got the chicken cut up. What you're going to do is you're going to get a fry pan, and you're going to put just enough oil to cover the bottom, and you're going to get it hot, and then you're going to put in your chicken. Now this is 5, you're going to chop your chicken. This is 5, I'd say medium-sized breast that I'm using. You don't have to use this much, or if you only have just a little less, you can do that. You're going to get your chicken in here. You're going to get it seasoned. Hold on one second, I gotta wash my hands. Okay, so you're going to brown this, brown your meat on high, because what you're wanting to do is you want to get it real brown, and then you're going to turn it down to finish cooking. So with my salt, like I do most things, I just kind of sprinkle my salt, pepper. It depends on how much pepper you like. Some people don't really like pepper in their Alfredo. I do. I'm going to add some garlic, even though, there's going to be garlic in the sauce. And then I'm going to put just a little Italian. I'm not going to put a whole lot. The reason being is because the crazy mixed up salt that I use on everything, it does have oregano in it. So I'm just going to kind of do that. So you're going to want to stir this, and you're just going to want to get this brown, okay? Once it's browned, then you're going to add in your onion blend, and you're going to cook it down. While that's going, you're going to start your water, because once the chicken's cooked, since you're using the canned, the jar Alfredo, that's mainly got to be heated up, so you don't really have to, this isn't going to take long. This is going to be a quick, easy meal, and it'll taste like homemade. So let me get this done. We'll go to the next step. Okay, once you've kept this stirred and you've got your meat brown, that's when you're going to add, and this is totally optional, y'all. You don't have to do this step. I just like I like the way the onions and bell peppers and stuff season the meat a little bit more. So if you was going to use just an onion, I would say just use, possibly 1 small onion in here. And you're just going to stir this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off this fire, cover it, and I'm going to put it on just a low heat to finish cooking the meat with the seasonings and get the meat tenderized. So I'm going to move this off of this fire, and I'm going to bring my water over here so we can start that boiling. I'm going to turn this on low and cover that up. Okay? All right, so now we're going to start our noodle water. Now with the noodle water, I add salt to my water, of course, and then I like to add garlic. This is 2 cloves of garlic, and I like to chop it up. That way you kind of release the flavor. So I'm going to pour this in my water. Now this is going to boil with it, and it's going to, when you pour it, you're still going to have those garlic pieces, so that kind of adds to the whole overall flavor, because the garlic kind of stays whole. So let me get this boiling. We'll pour that in, and we'll go to the next step. Once your water is at a rolling boil, you're going to add your noodles. Give them a stir just to make sure that they don't stick. You're going to let this boil for 10 minutes. Once it's done, you're going to drain it, and then we're going to use this same pot to heat our Alfredo sauce, because it is cooked. So all we're going to be doing is heating it, and then we're going to put everything together. So just give me a few minutes. Okay, so after your 10 minutes, you're going to drain, and you're going to pour your noodles in the bottom. Once you do that, you're going to kind of just straighten them out a little bit. And I'm going to take some of the Parmesan Romano, or you could use just Parmesan cheese. and I like to just sprinkle it directly on the noodles before I add anything else. Now, also a trick, if you're like me and it started to get arthritis in your hands, or it's just hard for you to grip, there's these things right here. I got on Amazon. I think I paid $3 or something. But you put it on the top, you make sure it's tight, and then you can, well, I hold the wrong hand, pop it open. Look at that. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and just put your chicken on there. Now, some people do the sauce and then put the chicken on the top, but I like to put the chicken on because I like to get the chicken, you know, saucy as well. So just make sure your chicken is kind of spread out in there. Okay. All right, now we're going to set this aside. Set it out of the way a minute. Okay. Now we got to heat up our sauce. Take your same pot that you boiled the water, and you just pour it in here. Now you're going to do both of the jars, and you're going to put a jar of water. So I'm going to go grab some water, rinse these out, you know, put water in and get the rest of the juices. Best way to do that is fill up one of them with water and then shake it up, and then pour it into the other one and then shake it up. And that way you're going to have, you know, your gravy's not going to be so thick. So we're going to turn this on and we're going to heat it up. It only needs to heat up maybe 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to pour it on top, and we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. We're going to put cheese on the top, of course, so just give me a second and get this to cooking, and I will go to the next step. Okay, just real quick, I did use this right here, this Bertolini Alfredo sauce. I got these because they had them buy one get one free. Honestly, I've tried different ones. There's some that's got roasted garlic. That is really good. I just usually get what's on sale because I like to buy stuff on sale. And then as far as your 6 cheese Italian, you are going to put, this is going to make it more cheesy, about half of this bag in with your sauce, and you're going to stir it, okay? So when you pour it on there, you're going to have the cheese, and that's the 6 cheese Italian. You can also use just Parmesan or whatever one you prefer. So let me get this cooked down, get it nice and cheesy, and we'll pour it on the top. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. This is brought to a boil. As you can see, that you should be stirring it as well so that the cheese doesn't stick to the bottom. So I'm going to get this poured up, and again, you just pour it over what you have. Oops, and try not to burn yourself, because yeah, that's not fun. Try to get it as even as possible so that all your noodles, make sure they're nice and wet. Okay. All right. Okay. And now to the top of this, kind of just shake it a little bit. Okay. All right, that's all the way to the bottom. And then I take some extra cheese. And again, I like the 6 cheese Italian. Or you can use Parmesan, you can use, I don't know, mozzarella, anything you prefer. I just like the 6 cheese Italian. It's got a good flavor to it, and it makes a nice crust. So I'm going to get this in the oven, 350 for 30 minutes, until all of this is nice and brown, and you'll notice that the noodles and the chicken absorb a lot of that sauce. So when it comes out the oven, I'll show you how it looks. Okay, this ran a lot longer than I expected. So this came out of the oven. I've let it sit for about 5 minutes. So I'm just going to scoop out some. As you can see, the chicken is nice and cooked. You've got it's nice and cheesy. Okay, so I'm just going to do this real quick. There you go. You got your chicken Alfredo with just a few ingredients, an easy to follow recipe. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. If not,